Section 54. Moreover, Mahamati, I will now explain the different characteristics common to imagined reality. By becoming versed in distinguishing the different characteristics common to imagined reality, you and the other bodhisattvas will be able to free yourselves from projections and attain personal realization of Buddha knowledge and an insight into the paths of other practitioners. You will also understand how to put an end to projections of grasping and what is grasped, and no longer project an imagined reality upon the various characteristics of dependent reality. Mahamati, what are the different characteristics common to imagined reality? They include the projection of words, the projection of the objects of words, the projection of characteristics, the projection of value, the projection of self-existence, the projection of causes, the projection of views, the projection of reasoning, the projection of arising, the projection of non-arising, the projection of continuity, and the projection of bondage and emancipation. These are the different characteristics of imagined reality. Mahamate, what is the projection of words? This refers to attachment to the pleasure from the various sounds of beautiful speech and song. This is what is meant by the projection of words. Mahamate, what is the projection of the object of words? This refers to how the projection of words arises in dependence on the self-existence of the objects of words and on what is realized by Buddha knowledge. This is what is meant by the projection of the objects of words. Mahamate, what is the projection of characteristics? This refers to the projection of the existence of characteristics such as solidity, moisture, warmth, and movement onto the objects of words to which one is attached as if to a mirage. This is what is meant by the projection of characteristics. Mahamate, what is the projection of value? This refers to delight in such precious things as gold, silver, and gemstones. This is what is meant by the projection of value. Mahamate, what is the projection of self-existence? This refers to the mistaken projection of the self-existence of something as being like this and not like anything else. This is what is meant by the projection of self-existence. Mahamate, what is the projection of causes? This refers to the appearance of the characteristics of causation based on the projection of the existence or non-existence of causes and conditions. This is what is meant by the projection of causes. Mahamate, what is the projection of views? This refers to the projection of erroneous views of existence or non-existence, or of sameness or difference, or both or neither, which followers of other paths imagine and cling to. This is what is meant by the projection of views. Mahamate, what is the projection of reasoning? This refers to arguments whose logic and conclusions involve conceptions of a self or what belongs to a self. This is what is meant by the projection of reasoning. Mahamate, what is the projection of arising? This refers to attachment to the arising of something, whether or not causes exist. This is what is meant by the projection of arising. Mahamate, what is the projection of non-arising? This refers to the non-arising of whatever exists being due to the non-functioning of causation and the arising of entities that have no cause. This is what is meant by the projection of non-arising. Mahamate, what is the projection of continuity? This refers to something that continues between one thing and another, like a golden thread. This is what is meant by the projection of continuity. Mahamate, what is the projection of bondage and emancipation? This refers to attachment to causes and conditions that bind or unbind, as when a person attempts to tie or untie something. This is what is meant by the projection of bondage and emancipation. These are the different characteristics common to imagined reality to which all foolish beings are attached as existing or not existing. Mahamate, what those attached to dependent reality are attached to is the self-existence of the projections of the objects to which they are attached. Although they appear like so many illusory entities, foolish beings imagine them as different from illusions. Mahamati, the illusions and the objects are neither separate nor not separate. If they were separate, the illusions would not be the cause of the objects. If they were not separate, the illusions and the objects would be indistinguishable. But they are distinguishable. Hence, they are neither separate nor not separate. Therefore, Mahamate, you and the other bodhisattvas should not become attached to whether the illusions of dependent and imagined reality are separate or not, or whether they exist or not. Section 45. The Buddha then repeated the meaning of this in verse.
When the mind is tied to external realms, knowledge is subject to speculation. Where freedom from projection prevails, impartial wisdom rises. What exists in imagined reality, independent reality doesn't. Imagined reality is what is grasped. Dependent reality is not imagined. Where a myriad distinctions arise, like illusions they aren't real. Where characteristics multiply, because they're projections they aren't perfect. Characteristics are mistaken, rising from a mind in bondage. Projections of what isn't known, based on dependent reality. What exists in imagined reality is simple dependent reality, projections of all kinds, based on dependent reality. There's conventional truth and ultimate truth, and a third that denies causation. Projections refer to conventional truth. Their cessation is the realm of sages. Like someone who contemplates, who perceives a multitude in one, where no multitude exists. This is what projections resemble. Like someone with cataracts, who imagines different forms, which neither are nor aren't cataracts. Dependent reality is thus mistaken. Like gold that has been refined, free of dross and impurities, the sky without a cloud, imagined reality purified. Imagined reality doesn't exist, dependent reality does. Assertions and denials by projections are undone. If imagined reality doesn't exist, and dependent reality does, if one doesn't and the other does, from what doesn't comes what does. Thus is dependent reality, based upon projection, from which name and appearance follow, giving rise to more projections. Though they remain unperfected, once you get past all projections, knowledge is thus purified. This is ultimate truth. Projections are 12 in number. Dependent reality is sixfold. The knowledge known to oneself includes not one distinction. The truth includes 5 dharmas. Reality has 3 modes. Practitioners who distinguish these don't separate them from suchness. Dependent reality and appearances, imagined reality and names. From the characteristics of projection, dependent reality arises. In the radiant light of wisdom, dependent and imagined reality vanish, nor does perfected reality exist. So how is anything distinguished? Because their natures are distinguished, the two realities are established. Where a myriad projections appear, lies the realm of pure Buddha knowledge. Imagined reality is like a painting, projecting dependent reality, something other than projection. This is the view of other schools. What is projected by projection, they see coming from causes. Beyond the duality of projection, this is where perfection occurs.